Okay, so cloud computing. This horse will be a lot easier to evaluate. He only has 3 lifetime starts. Didn't race till he was a 3-year-old. Let me expand his running lines here. The collapse open in the advanced tools. It's nice. So here we go. February the 11th, 2017 is maiden special weight on the inner dirt. Bet down to favoritism. I think he had some really good workouts probably coming into this race. He also has really good connections. Chad Brown. He's picking up Castellano in this mount, which is a good thing. Manuel Franco, I think, had won 3 on the day in this race. So in his maiden, he had a hot early pace, which came back true with both Time Form, Moss, and Briss, which you can see right here in the red. There were 3 next out winners of this race with a 78 Bauer, 84 Bauer on the turf, and a 77 Bauer, all good things. He was scrubbed on early after missing the break and falling way back as the even money favorite, close to even money. Pace was hot up front, so it collapsed and allowed him to win. So I would, he earned a 90 Brisnet, 82 Bayer, and that's his Thorograph number. I would not worry about, so I would downgrade this number a little bit based on the setup. He got a pretty nice setup here. So in this race, in the Gotham, he was a little more forwardly placed for whatever reason. I don't think there was an equipment change or anything. No. He still doesn't race in blinkers, so that's not it. So there is okay, so here he is. He comes straight into the grade 3 Gotham. 7-1, faces J-Boys Echo, wins this race, who goes on to compete in the Derby. Cloud Computing comes in second. My notes on this race: this one was fast early, slow mid, average late, according to the Moss pace figures. Briz rated it fast as well. Right here, 14 plus 14 early, that means it was fast. El Arib was the heavy favorite coming into this race, got bet down to 40 cents on the dollar. Just pull up the chart real quick. Right there, 40 cents on the dollar. He had won like 4 of 7 races, and he was the early speed. He was Cloud Computing was light, only 116 pounds, where El Arib was carrying 7 pounds more. J-Boys Echo was penalized with 2 extra pounds as well. Thorograph makes a big deal out of weight. Some people do, some people don't. I'm in between. I lean towards acknowledging it. I think it does matter a little bit. I'm not going to completely go crazy with it with all the different factors. But so El Arib had been running Bayer figures in the 90s coming into this race, so that's why he was the heavy favorite. Let me scroll up here to Cloud Computing. This shows El Arib. Okay, he had earned a 94 3 races back, 91, 92. So he got bet down to 40 cents on the dollar. Buyers and Thorograph numbers get bet hard at the windows. And we're going to see, what I'll show you is how that's going to actually help us coming into the Preakness, because I don't really like Cloud Computing. And he threw a really big, a good Thorograph number according to them in the Wood Memorial, which I don't agree with that number. I agree with the Bayer of a 90 or a Brisnet 94, because I watched the race and I just wasn't impressed. that's the second best buyer Thorograph number coming into this race. The only other better one was Always Dreaming, who earned a 0.50, and those, like, one number is equal to one length in Thorograph. So they're saying that he's almost as good as Always Dreaming, and I say no way. But carrying on, the problem with Thorograph numbers is they don't take into account pace of a race. It's all about ground loss. So, like we see here, he had a fast early pace. He was kind of up on it, but what's deceiving is he also sat in a pocket trip. He was, I'll just pull up the race. It only takes a second.
Naira Bets is the best play in online horse racing and betting. Fit from anywhere,
Okay, that ridiculous Naira ad there kind of ruined that idea. But let's pull up Preakness, and I'll have to show you on here. So El Arib shoots to the lead. He's got a half a length lead there. Drops down to a head length lead over this cheap speed horse, True Timber, who's 1 3/4 lengths in head of Cloud Computing, who's in third. That's at the quarter. Then at the half, it comes in, El Arib's got a half a length lead over True Timber, who has a 1 length lead over Cloud Computing. So at this point, he's 1 length back off of the second place. These two are dueling it out up front. He's only got a half a length. They're both head and head. And Cloud Computing's just sitting back there watching. The only nearest horse is J-Boy's Echo, who's 5 lengths back. So then at 6 furlongs, El Arib is still in the lead, starts to put away the cheap speed of True Timber by 1 length ahead. At this point, True Timber is only a neck ahead of Cloud Computing, who starts to make his move as the pace is starting to collapse. And he's 1 length ahead of J-Boy's Echo. At the mile marker, 8 furlongs, J-Boy's Echo turns it on and just opens up on him. Opens up 2 1/4 lengths on Cloud Computing. And goes on to finish, where Cloud Computing got the perfect garden trip. He was closer than J-Boy's Echo, who you could argue got even better trip, which he obviously did. He won the race because he was way back during these early fractions. You can see he's a second slower early on, and then he turns it on late as Cloud Computing's fading and the other guys are fading. So yeah, not impressive. J-Boy's Echo then went on to get beat by Maiden in the Bluegrass. He benefited from the hot early pace of El Arib dueling it out with this cheap speed, and so did Cloud Computing. So I'd downgrade this effort. This 96 Bauer, the highest Bauer of his life, I would downgrade that quite a bit. Cloud Computing, in the Wood Memorial. Okay, this is the Major Derby Prep. Irish War Cry wins this race. We can say, okay, fast early in the Moss, in Briz, but not on Timeform US. Just curious to see. Okay, yeah, 14, positive 14 again. In this race, he totally misses the break and gives up quite a bit of distance to the other horses in this race. I'll pull up Preakness, it's a little easier to see this way. So, sorry, race 10. Okay, Battalion Runner was the heavy favorite. Had the lead all the way. Irish War Cry rated off the speed. You can see at the first calling, there he is, bonus. Okay, he's dead last, 8th. He completely missed the break. And he did that in his maiden try as well, so that's never a good thing. And all right, so he makes his way up, 7th, 4th, 4th, 3rd, 3rd. Still beaten quite a bit, and was not coming that fast late for having, pretty slow fractions early. Here he comes late. Let me pull it. You can see it better in this view. Those are his final fractions, 26.4, 13.48, and that falls well below the final furlong, a final 3 furlong theory of 38 seconds total. Like, those horses do better at the longer distances in the Derby, and he showed nothing. So Irish Warcry won this race, and then threw in a pretty big clunker in the Derby. He was wide on the in a fast pace in the Derby. Some say it was a golden rail. I'm not a big bias guy. I don't really understand. I mean, I understand the concept. It's like running on a wet beach. When the sand's compacted down, you can run faster. But as far as I trust the track crew at Churchill Downs, and I hope that they would have, not just patted down the path near the rail. They would have done the whole track. So I'm not going to give too much weight to that theory. Overall, Irish Warcry threw in a very disappointing effort in the Derby. He had every chance to win and couldn't do it. So I list here his final fraction times as a reminder of just, he wasn't. I think that's why they skipped the Derby. They knew he didn't have a shot. Although I don't think he earned enough points to get in. He might have off this second in the Gotham. I think that earned some points, and this third probably earned some points for the Derby as well. But regardless, he wasn't going to win, and I don't think he's going to win today by any means. I think this pace projector might be off a little bit. He only has 3 races, so sometimes it can get out of whack with, the less data it has, the more likely. Let's just look at his early pace figures. Okay, 87, 93, 87. So this is Always Dreaming had a 93 early pace fig, which is that was in the Derby. So he does have the ability to go fast like he did early in the Gotham. This was his effort in the Wood. But you can see these are Conquest Mo Money's early pace figs, the other new shooter who I like a lot better. He doesn't have, let's just look, cloud computing. These are Brisnet speed figures. They gave him a 100 effort in that in the Gotham Stakes, a 100 Brisnet speed figure, which, I think it got inflated because he set the perfect. He was in the garden spot. In harness racing, they call it sitting in the pocket. When there's no other horses around you, you're sitting behind a nice speed duel up front. So then he just came in and so that inflated his number. He still wasn't good enough to win. J Boy's Echo flew by him like he was standing still. And where was I? Something I was looking at. Oh well. Oh yeah, the projected performance. So here he is up here. He's in third. Always Dreaming, Classic Empire, and he might get up there and be even with Classic Empire, but I don't think he has enough stamina to make the extra half a furlong, the 9.5 furlongs versus what he had here in the 9 furlongs in the Wood. Preakness is 9.5 furlongs, 9.5. So I gave him a 3, and I'm probably not going to include him on any tickets. But I will have the ticket structure available later tonight. Thanks.